June 2025. In just 12 days, a silent war unfolded over deserts, cities, and nuclear sites. Israel, backed by the United States, executed a lightning-fast and devastating strike campaign on Iranian territory, crippling its nuclear facilities, eliminating key commanders, and reshaping the balance of power in the Middle East. This is the inside story of Operation Rising Lion and Midnight Hammer, and how two nations outmaneuvered one of their fiercest adversaries. Background: the rising tension. For years, Iran's nuclear ambitions have been the center of international tension. The regime advanced its uranium enrichment beyond acceptable limits, while supporting proxy militias across the region, as claimed by US and Israel. Israel repeatedly warned that time was running out. When diplomatic pressure failed, war became inevitable. According to Israel, by early June 2025, military satellites detected increased Iranian activity around their nuclear facilities. The red lines were crossed. And so, the countdown began. The strike begins, Operation Rising Lion. On June 13, at precisely 2:15 a.m. Tehran time, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion. A fleet of F-35 stealth jets, drones, and cyber units targeted Iran's nuclear heartlands, Natanz, Fordow, and Isfahan. Simultaneously, missile and drone factories were neutralized. But Israel didn't act alone. Within hours, the United States activated Operation Midnight Hammer. Using B-2 stealth bombers and satellite-guided bunker busters, the US obliterated Iran's underground facilities, destroying decades of nuclear development in minutes. Iran's retaliation and US response. Iran fired back. In a desperate counterattack, dubbed as Operation True Promise 3, over 500 missiles and 1,000 drones were launched toward Israel, US bases in Qatar, and the Gulf. Yet the damage was minimal. Israel's Iron Dome, David Sling, and Arrow 3 systems intercepted over 90% of the incoming threats. The US military, already on high alert, neutralized threats to Al-Udeid and other key bases. Iran's retaliation, though massive, was largely ineffective. The targets: who was hit? In those 12 days, Israeli intelligence and US satellites coordinated dozens of precision strikes. Over 15 senior IRGC commanders were eliminated. Multiple nuclear scientists were killed. Iran's command structure was disrupted, crippling coordination. Natanz, flattened. Fordow, buried and burned. Isfahan, crippled. In less than 2 weeks, Iran's nuclear ambitions were pushed back by years as claimed by US and Israel. The ceasefire, and who really won? On June 24, a ceasefire was brokered by Qatar and the United Nations. Iran declared a symbolic victory, but its nuclear program lay in ruins. Israel, on the other hand, celebrated what Prime Minister Netanyahu called a historic success. With support from the US, Israel had successfully executed one of the most daring and effective preemptive military operations in modern history. But was this the end, or just the beginning? Iran may rebuild. Israel remains alert. And the world watches, one miscalculation away from something much bigger. History may call this the 12-day war, but its consequences will echo for years. Subscribe for more in-depth analysis on global conflicts and hidden histories.